The ashtray I'm using today is the Humidors Etc. Executive model. It's the black square executive, and I really love this ashtray because it has a nice big bowl. It's nice and deep, so when you ash, it's not touching the cigar when you have it resting, and it's just a beautifully made ashtray. It's all ceramic with a black lacquer coat, and it's got 4 little divots for 4 different cigars when you've got buddies over. A couple of these ashtrays on the table just work out perfect. Ashing etiquette is an interesting topic. A lot of guys like to let the ash grow as long as they possibly can before they ash, and sometimes that whole endeavor ends in disaster as they ash all over themselves and make a mess of their clothing and sort of a fool themselves. But typically speaking, if you know your cigar and you know the ash is well made, I like the technique of just taking it over the ashtray and just simply tapping on it, getting off the excess ash, just so that the loose ash falls and not the whole cap of the ash falls. The ash is important because it helps insulate the heat at the foot of the cigar and keep the cigar lit. If you ash too often, you may find your cigar will go out prematurely and you have to relight it. And everybody hates a premature cigar. So, and also I think tapping it on the ashtray, it's kind of a faux pas. It's messy, it gets all over the place, and just a nice tap with the finger will get the job done. The humidor I'd like to share with you guys today is the Commander by Humidors Etc. I gotta tell you, these humidors are amazing. The quality of the craftsmanship is phenomenal, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, this isn't some high-end fashion model design from Italy, Baccapalucci, Gucci, Hoochie, whatever that thing's called. These things are made in Taiwan, straight up, and it's all hardwood. It's Spanish cedar completely on the inside. The outside of this humidor is a beautiful cherry wood. It's a clear satin lacquer finish that's been buffed down. I believe they put anywhere from 10 to 12 layers of lacquer, buff, lacquer, buff, lacquer, buff. And you can tell it's just a really smooth satiny, but the grain just shows through amazingly. And all the joints are clean, even though it's a laminate. It's a real hardwood laminate, and the quality is just phenomenal. All the premium humidors offered by Humidors Etc. come with a nice lock, and the key fits right in there, and it's good for locking up the humidor, keeping it safe from guests from putting their hands in. It's nice and tight. And opening it up, you can see it's got a nice humidification device, a hygrometer. Really, one of the really great things about these is that they have magnetic backs on them, so you can just attach the magnet to the wood, and then it, boom, snaps right on. No Velcro, glue, and all that kind of stuff. The capacity of this humidor is about 150 cigars, depending on the size. Right now, we've got some Robustos in here. This is about 50 Robustos in the upper tray, and again, this is all Spanish cedar. It's really nicely made, well put together. It's not shoddy at all. It's all sanded, and the joints are really clean. And on the inside here, we have about 50 Churchill-sized cigars, and there's plenty of room left for more cigars in here. And it's just really nicely made. And once you season the humidor and you utilize the humidification device, you can use distilled water or propylene glycol. I prefer distilled water. I think the propylene leaves a little bit of a flavoring on there, but some people doesn't bother them, or the cigars they have they're very strong and they don't notice that. But some people who are sensitive to it may want to just stick with distilled water. And the cigar is really smoking nice now, and this leads me to an important topic I want to cover. Investing money in cigars, and especially nice quality cigars, and we all know that some of the better brands and the more popular models will run you anywhere from 10 to 20 bucks a piece or more. It only makes sense to protect that investment with a good quality humidor. So, in a humidor like this, where you're going to hold 100 or 150 cigars, and those cigars are ranging from $3 or $4 up to $10 or $15 a piece, you could have as much as $500 or $1,000 worth of cigars in your humidor, and it just doesn't make sense to go out and spend 50 or 60 bucks on something cheap when you could spend, this one here retails for just under 300 bucks, and it's, like I reviewed, and the quality is phenomenal, and it's going to last you a lifetime. And this also has that coveted swoosh where you can see, if you watch the lid, when it first hits, it slowly comes down after, and that's that seal. Watch. See? It's fantastic. And that's what you're looking for in a humidor, is that nice seal. It's not supposed to be airtight, but just a nice, right around this groove right here, it seals right with this inside. And that's going to give you that seal that protects cigars and keep the humidity stable. In keeping with that line of thinking, when you're buying other accessories like a lighter, for example, the flamethrowers, $19.95 at humidorsetcetera.com, and it's just an incredible value. It's really well built. It's easy to use. It's easy to fill. Just like I showed you, it's really easy to adjust. You can lock it out, and it's not like you need to spend $100 on a lighter. I mean, this is a fantastic job for $20. And the same thing with this cutter. You know, you can spend $50, $60 on some fancy cutter, or this right here I think retails for about $15. And it's, again, super high quality. Same thing with the ashtray. It's well built. It's a good size, and it's a great value. These I think are about $24, $25 on humidorsetcetera.com. And so you don't have to spend a whole lot of money or be wealthy in order to enjoy good quality accessories that'll protect your cigars. And that's a key to enjoying cigars today and years from now. So both the Scotch and the cigar have had some time to kind of burn in, shall we say. And the cigar is, like I said, it's just amazing. It's got wonderful notes. A little more detail on this. The cigar, the smoke notes are kind of like a nutmeggy vanilla spice, which is very subtle, and a nice cedary tobacco note on the back end. And the finish is smooth. It's not really long, but again, this isn't a super complex cigar. I would consider it an everyday smoker in that price range. And you know, again, married with this particular Scotch, the Dalmore, I think it's a really nice pairing. The Dalmore is not really massive like some of the peatier or single malt Scotches. Some of them can be pretty massive and overbearing, and it's a good match for this medium-bodied cigar. Yeah, the nose is really smoothed out, and now it's like a honeydew. That honey itself, the sugary honey and the honeydew, almost a melony type flavor, are really starting to come through in the nose. And it's really nice. It's not hot in the mouth, and I think that's really one of the keys to adding the water to the Scotch. It really helps to smooth out that heat that can come off a Scotch, especially a new Scotch that you've just opened out of the bottle. And again, you know, taking that hit. Off the cigar and getting that chew on there, and you really taste it. The cigar also has some really nice earthy notes too. Again, I wouldn't consider it a really complex cigar compared to others I've smoked, but I think for the price, it's an incredible value, so I would definitely recommend checking it out. And the Dalmore, you can get it at most local markets for around $25 to $30, and again, you don't have to spend $100+ on a Scotch to enjoy it. I think there's certainly a lot of junk out there, but the Dalmore is not one of them. And yeah, the notes on this have really evolved nicely. There's a nice kind of a cinnamony, vanilla type of note in the mouth, and the caramels just really starting to come out nice. And it's one of my favorite notes in the Scotch is a good caramel. Just complements the more earthy, tobacco-y flavors of the cigar and the sweet caramelly sugariness of the Scotch. Is just a great balance. Yeah, gotta love this cigar. Smoke is just delicious. It's really mild, but it's got good flavor on it. Wrapping up today, I think you've seen a nice cross-section of some of the Humidors, etc. product. It's a small sampling. They have quite a few different humidors, lighters, cutters online, and the products are expanding on a regular basis, and there's always a great value. I know there's some holiday specials coming up, so that's definitely something to check out. And you know, between a high-quality humidor, an ashtray, a lighter, and a cutter, I mean, all this here is probably under $400. And if you really love somebody and you want to give them a nice gift this holiday season, this would be a good package. So from Mr. Stogie's Lounge, this is Mr. Stogie signing out.